All right. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happening, but the tablet suddenly slowed down tonight. So I just canceled the upload on my initial talk, which was only 9 minutes. But it seemed to be frozen at 20 minutes remaining, so I just dumped it. So it's now loading part 1. And it says 2 hours remaining. I don't know. It's never been like that. May get stuck with section 7, 8, 9 and have to go back and get the others later. Sorry about that. Alright. Section 8, part 8. Woohoo, Manny yelled. We turned them. We sure did, another man agreed as he held up his hand for a high five. Manny slapped the hand with a satisfying smack. We're not out of the woods yet, Mark cautioned. We still have people fighting on the other side, and we lost Alex. You're right, Mark, Manny said, becoming instantly reverent. Ralph, the karate man yelled, noticing that his ears were ringing. A second later, Ralph, Andrew, and the other man rounded the corner. They jogged over to where Mark and the others were standing. Mark noticed they all had looks on their faces that appeared to be halfway between relief and elation. Mark returned their nervous smiles. Ralph, Manny, I want you to go check on our guards on this fence line. Everyone else, you're with me. Mark headed back toward the command post at what looked like a gallop. He would see how the battle was going on the southeast corner and figure out how he could help. When he was almost back to John's house, the firing from the corner became as rapid and loud as what he'd just experienced in turning the MCB horde away. He quickened his pace as much as he could with the weapons he was carrying and the injury to his hip. He dashed into the garage to see Henry smiling. What? Mark asked, confused by the look on the radio man's face. It's Greg and the rapid response team. They're here. Yes, Mark yelled, pumping his fist in the air. A few seconds later, the firing stopped. Mark heard the report over the radio that all the invaders who'd been at the diversion point were dead or wounded and the area was secure. Has Olga radioed in? Mark asked. Yes, Henry answered. They're on their way back with Billy and the injured men. People began to show up at the command post. Some were the guards and fighters from the southeast corner. Others were residents who just wanted to know what had happened. The mood was jubilant as the participants told their stories. Manny and Ralph emerged from the crowd. Anyone? Mark asked, inquiring about the guards on the western fence. Manny just shook his head sadly. Ralph took his index finger and traced it across his throat. How many? 4, Manny answered. Mark was saddened by the news, but he wasn't surprised. If 8 men, including George, Alex, Billy's man, and the first guard shot with a .50 caliber rifle were all they lost, they'd been lucky. Not that it would be any comfort to the loved ones of those who had died, but Mark knew it could have been much worse. Greg walked into the command post. Hey, Greg, Mark called as he rushed over to shake the man's hand. Thank you so much for coming.